Ahoy, landlubbers. It's me, your Captain Vasco speaking. It's Saturday, February 1st, so I got a bit of a good news, bad news situation. The good news is that if you're watching this live, you've made it through January of 2025. The bad news is if you're watching this even remotely close to live, it's still 2025, and it's not like getting better. Would not be opposed to Little Saint Nick on Christmas. That's so apt. That's very well played. We were just talking about this weird comedic idea I had of like a family who celebrates every holiday, like offset by one, so that they can get discounts on all like holiday decorations and stuff. You know, like do your Christmas shopping like in the after Christmas Day era of like discounts where they're trying to get everyone back in the stores after Christmas, that sort of thing. Yeah, everything is really bad. I'm actually finding it's very difficult to start streams psychologically right now because like what I have been trying to do since I moved to Florida is give myself like a long runway and like start this process early so that like I get all the things done and like don't push it till the last minute where like something will randomly break, because this was happening a lot early on. But then what I find is like when I have overflow time, I'm like, let me look at my phone. And then like anything that you can see on your phone is just bad. It's all bad. It's not good. It's bad. Didn't think I was making it up January for a solid 2 weeks there. I mean, I'm shocked it's February, and I don't know. I feel like I'm displeased, but I'm not even sure if that's related to the fact it's February. I mean, like, I'm not looking forward to like doing taxes this year. This is going to be very complicated in a way I'm not sure I'm prepared to handle. And I've been having a bad habit of putting those things off lately. And I have another like tax adjacent thing that doesn't factor until next year but needs to be done in the next month that I also don't want to do. February means Pancake Day is coming up. That's true. That's some thinking on the bright side, I guess. Oh gosh, it's a rough one. Hey, everyone, take care of yourselves. Um, but why are we here? Well, other than having an abundance of Saturday time, I guess. So last year we played through all of the Sam and Max video games that aren't specifically like PlayStation VR exclusives. To my knowledge, that's a true statement. There may be an obscure one I don't know about for some reason. Also important to remember that Christmas is coming. That, you know, that's never a bad thing to point out. That's true. Um, and so, you know, after completing the Telltale games, you know, I was sort of thinking about there are actually like a good. I feel like I played maybe like half of Telltale games to some extent, and some of the ones that I've played I haven't finished. Like I never finished like Walking Dead, but I did maybe a full season. I don't remember. I think we did that on Renegade Constabulary, and I don't actually remember how far we got. I feel like we finished the season, but I'm not sure. We played like the Borderlands one, like one chapter of that at like Haggis's request on his birthday one year, and I never finished that. Now, this isn't to say that like my immediate plan for the future is to play through all the Telltale games in a row. I think that's aggressive. Plus, there's like some other things that I want to do uh soon. Actually, like sometime fairly soon. I think I would actually like to play. What's that game that Echo was recommending that I've heard of in other channels, but I know she will help me answer. I think it's called Miside, Miside. It's like a horror visual novel thing. I'm kind of keen to play that. I could try to wait for Halloween, but like there's like a bunch of scary games that like haven't played in like 3 years of accumulating list. I don't know why I started talking like Liam Shatner on Star Trek. Vasco did not remember this. You know, it's rare, but like it's in these troubling times, it's a lot easier to forget individual things because there's a lot of input. There's too much information. But I digress. The point is, you know, so Wallace and Gromit is a hard transition, gear grinding. Wallace and Gromit is like a intellectual property I've always been fond of. I'm probably not the hardcorest of Wallace and Gromit fans, but like I liked their original short films. I saw, I think Curse of the Were Rabbit. Is that the one that came out in like the early-ish 2000s? I feel like it was kind of around the time these games came out. But like a few months ago, we were talking about the fact that the company that makes the Wallace and Gromit animations had announced that they were like doing some sort of collaboration with Pokemon. And of course, Wallace and Gromit also had a relatively recent movie release whose name I don't recall off the top of my head, but I should. So like they're kind of in the zeitgeist, and you know, we did some Telltale nostalgia before. This is a different type of nostalgia because it's not some of my favorite games ever. It's a new to me games, like everyone's favorite late 90s, early 2000s advertising campaign for NBC programming. Maybe it's not new, but it's new to you. This was like at a point in the season where they weren't releasing new episodes, but they still wanted you to watch on like Thursday night, even though they weren't producing anything new. So with all of those unhelpful tangents out of the way, let me just, God. It's Wallace and Gromit. I'm still in the Balatro spot on the screen. I don't know where I should live for this. We'll figure that out. But I think the most important thing is that we start playing this game and stopping on this menu, because menu music is insanely loud. Like the more I stream and the more I try to play new games on stream, there's only so much a human can do to make sure that it works good without the pain point of like adjusting stuff during gameplay. Like I've noticed recently, and it's not only with recent games, but I've really only started to notice the precise trend that like a really high percentage of video games make their like main menu music considerably louder than the music in the game. Now again, this is something that doesn't really matter if you're just playing the game as intended on your own computer in your own time. But the thing is, if you try to balance the game for the menu's audio for capturing purposes, then what happens is that the game is insanely quiet and you'll have to adjust it. Or if you do what I did, which was hop into the tutorial and try to adjust the really not granular, we'll have to look at the settings. I'll need to show you how precise they are. But the not granular settings, I really tried to optimize them for what the game roughly sounded like, and that may still need some adjustment, to be honest. But then, as a result, the menu music is extremely loud. So let's go into the tutorial. I didn't finish doing the tutorial. It does seem like there may be some weird conceits to this game that may be unique. I don't know. Yeah, Wallace and Gromit is great. I am excited for this. Like, I genuinely know essentially nothing about this game.
That should do it. Oh, it's working. Welcome. I'm so glad you could be here with us today to try out my latest invention, Interactovision. This device allows guests to visit us here in West Wallaby Street without having to leave the comfort of their own homes. Quite handy for stopping off at a distant granny's, don't you think? And wherever we go, you can come along. There's Gromit playing a spot of chess. Let's walk over and have a look.
So a couple things. We got some immediate comments. Shame they couldn't get Wallace's voice actor for this. That is fair. I will say though, I think it's like a pretty convincing like sound alike. Like I think you could do a lot worse. Like I think this guy is doing a pretty good impression of the original Wallace voice actor. That said,
we're going to say hello to Gromit.
Much like Cotillion's observation, I am sad that the original Wallace voice actor died, and I don't think that's because this game came out in like 2005 or something like that. So like that shouldn't be okay. So I'm gonna move myself real quick and hope that nothing breaks in the like real, because I think it seems like if we live in the corner we spend most of our time in, we only sort of bump up against like character portrait. So like I think that, oh hey, sick, some pepper.
That's
let me get that.
But let's talk to Gromit first.
Oh yeah, actually, can I like? I want to look at settings real quick. I want to show. So this is how we adjust the volume. It has 5 settings. Is you basically adjust the volume in increments of like 20%. And I think it defaulted to like give hints like somewhat often or something. Like this is a game that's like, this is for people who maybe don't play video games but just appreciate Wallace and Gromit. It may not be the hardest adventure game we've ever played. I genuinely don't know. I haven't looked into anything like reactions to this game or anything like that. But I'm excited for it. I make that observation about the hint thing just because, like, for standing here for 5 seconds, he's like, we were gonna, like, talk to, Gromit. So I have to move around with Wazda, huh?
Playing. Let's ask Gromit. You can use your Interacto-Vision mouse to choose characters and things you want to interact with. I've built in brackets that will highlight the item on your screen. Dead handy that. Point at Gromit and click the left mouse button.
Gromit rolling his eyes is always a treat.
Things seem to be at a bit of a standstill. How's the match going, Gromit? Oh dear.
One of those pieces like smashed. Yeah, I don't know what's...
Gromit might have more to share. I find out about all sorts of different things just by asking. Let's interact with that broken chess piece the same way we did with Gromit just now. How on earth did that happen? Ah, getting competitive now, are we?
Luckily, Gromit's voice actor is fully on point.
Well,
JK.
perhaps our new guest can help us find a replacement piece to get the game back on. There must be something in this room we can substitute for that bishop. Why
How about that pepper that you wouldn't let me pick up before?
Investigate items the same way as before.
It's kind of silly, but the like big old bracket system is like kind of a nice touch for what I feel like the vibe of this game is.
You're winning so far, eh, Gromit? Get him, boy.
Get him, boy. Gromit's voice actor is irreplaceable, which is why he always has the same one. Yeah, I feel like
Sometimes
the real
I come
anchor
across things I want to carry around with
is
me.
him.
With Interacto-Vision, you can see all of the things I've picked up.
Press shift. That's interesting. This up here is suggesting to me that we will toggle between Wallace and Gromit perspectives, perhaps? I'm not sure. So where do you want? Do I give it to Gromit?
Here, Gromit, it's the spitting image of your bishop. This should work nicely. Bless your lad. Well done and good thinking. You're getting clever with the Interacto-Vision. Just the sort of ingenuity we could use around here, right, Gromit?
That music is still too loud. I do appreciate. Oh, you're right. It does say deep. It has a setting for deep blue. Is it gonna? Oh, I see.
Thanks for stopping by. Do come back soon.
Well, obviously that was the tutorial and very basic, but I have to say, I feel like the vibes are immaculate. Okay, I'm gonna just, I hate doing this. Let me put, I'm like decrease the window volume by like, I don't know if the dialogue's gonna be too quiet now, but we'll see how that goes. Also, this first episode is called Fright of the Bumblebees, which is why we have a little bee. But like, I don't know, it really feels like this is consistent with the tone of like the Wallace and Gromit world, which I'm keen on, to borrow a British phrase, which feels appropriate. But like, I also felt that way about like Telltale's Back to the Future, which was a pretty tall order. Gosh, that's very loud. After all of the volume decreasing I've done, that's very loud.
My first time, Gromit.
I feel like this game would benefit strongly from like an ability to adjust sound effects, music, and dialogue separately. They are not balanced against each other. I'm not sure how to manage this. We'll do our best.
Bombs away!
Whee!
Another perfect landing. Your turn to make breakfast, Gromit. Eggs, I think. And toast with honey today. Step to it, lad. I'm famished.
How is the game still so loud? How is it louder than it was when I started?
Toast and honey. I can practically taste them already.
I do feel like this game also could use like a hint of patience, but we'll deal with that. Hey, look, a bunch of mail.
Well, what did the postman bring us then? Any orders? Hand it over, lad.
Thought you wanted breakfast right away, bro. Make up your mind.
Did you bring the mail, Gromit?
Quick grow muscle formula. Garbage.
Oh, I don't know. Final
Did we not get a circular for quick grow muscle formula?
Now, and a disconnection? Nothing but bills, Gromit. I can't look at these before I have my breakfast. If we don't find some steady customers soon, I don't know how we'll make ends meet. Oh, all right then. I'll open one, but just the one. Seems your subscription to Marrow Growers Monthly is up for renewal. Don't suppose you'd consider cancelling? Thought not. Oh, better pay up then. Now, where did I put my pen? Ah, yes.
I mean, I respect the commitment to the Rube Goldberg aesthetic. Feels like there might be like an easier way to manage the pen. He voiced mumble. I mean, why wouldn't he? Hey, how do we feel about the volume? I could try to tweak it more, but it does feel like it's really inconsistent at the moment.
No breakfast foods down there, Gromit.
How do you know where I am? You're in another room. Volume's good for now. Our end, it's quieter than yours. That's actually not true. Unless, like, Twitch is doing something, which is hard for me to account for. But, I actually just have the feed going direct in. The fact that I'm doing an adjustment external to the game it's affecting the desktop volume I'm listening to. Be a bit quiet. I mean, I can turn it up a little bit. It's just that, like, the last adjustment I made was, like, right after the intro when, like, the Bumblebees went, like, friggin' ham. Put that up, like, 7. It seemed like the dialogue was a bit low, which is why I asked. So we'll turn it up a little bit and see how that goes. I mean, it hasn't been as loud since, like, the intro was very loud. Like, when we transitioned from tutorial to game, it was like, got it, let me scream every music note out of some, like, Dr. Seussian contraption. There's a lot of, like, weird fourth wall breaking stuff going on here, where, like, he woke up, he signaled for us to, like, drop him into his pants, his trousers, and all that. And then he, like, told us what he wanted for breakfast, and yet somehow there's already a note with his order for today's breakfast taped to the fridge. And also, when we tried to explore the house, he saw us? Push button. We have to assemble the Rube Goldberg? That's great. I love that. What a fun... What fantastic nonsense. Obviously, that was our last teabag. That's how stuff works. That's how both Wallace and Gromit and video game works. I'm gonna have to go outside for that?
Hi, old Wallace. Bunny here. Sorry to leave a message, but it's about that incident in the shop. That blinking mechanical mouse of yours has put me in a right pickle. Happening maybe a sniffer 3000 with advanced cheese tracking capabilities, but it chewed through all me fancy tail and me red lister too. Now I know we've always been on good terms, but this morning I find myself not inconsiderably discombobulated, and I can't let
hate
it
to hear
happen
it.
again, I'm afraid. I'm sorry to say that with the deepest regret, and following police advice, you and your blinking contraptions are barred from my establishment until further notice.
Based on general impressions, I feel like the audio levels are better now. I know, those are some strong words, right? This squirrel's a menace, bro. Oh, that's a separate one, right? Those are different ears? I think those were different ears. Oh, hang on. I'm sorry. What was that in my inventory? Oh, no. That's just... Am I supposed to be able to, like, track the scent or something? I'm a little unclear as to the intention there. You considered closing the window? That's a great suggestion, I think. I feel like that is part of the egg machine. Do we have enough crackers? It seems like maybe we don't have enough, and as a result, we shouldn't use any. How many eggs per day you think you get out of that chicken? Game doesn't like the suggestion of use butter on pan, although that makes sense to me. That cheese in the fridge might need to go to the moon. I did have a similar thought. I mean, am I allowed to go outside to pursue the squirrels?
Can wait, Gromit.
Okay, didn't think so. But that is going to make it considerably harder to make breakfast happen, I think. It would be really funny if this, like, installment of the game had, like, a dramatic name.
It's out of bounds for now, Gromit. Had to use it for storage. Only temporary, mind. We'll need those crates once the orders start pouring in.
Like, it'd be funny if it was like, Fright of the Bumblebees, and, like, literally it's just make breakfast and then the chapter ends. I will say it feels a touch arbitrary as to, like, where I can and cannot go right now, but we'll leave that for now. We'll just set that aside and see if that feels like an overwhelming criticism. No, that cheese is off, perhaps? Can I examine the...
Don't push me buttons, Gromit.
Stupid. Oh, that's good. It's good. Do I like cheese? I like cheese. I definitely don't like cheese as much as Wallace does, but I think that's, like, hard. It's not off, it's just blue cheese. I mean, this blue cheese has mold on it. I consider this off. Okay, it doesn't want to mess with the trapdoor. It's really not a lot for me to do. I'm not, like, 1000% sure how... What am I gonna do with a tennis racket?
You won't find me breakfast up there, Gromit.
Wait, is that not the door? Oh, okay. I was like, that's the door I came from, isn't it? It's supposed to have mold, though. It's a matter of opinion.
How's that egg cooked?
Oh, wait, maybe on this screen it will let me do butter, and it wouldn't on the other one? Is that something? No, it just... We're not into that idea. That's not what the butter's for. How do I get to that view I was looking at before? Can I not look at it while this thing is down? I was trying to figure out if, like, it wanted tennis racket attached to the wheelie thing. It doesn't seem, like, super likely, but I have limited options, and I could imagine that working, perhaps. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and say that I deem my early experience with this game surprisingly difficult. Especially given the tone of the tutorial, I thought it was gonna be like not that. I will, on a personal note, it's a little bit. I find it a little irksome how much the game criticizes you for just trying to figure out the bounds of the world. Butter on thing to lubricate it. I'm going to need you to clarify thing. The house is full of strange stuff. Like, it's like surprisingly unintuitive to just be able to like look up at the puzzle that I'm currently doing.
How's that egg coming, Gromit?
The thing on the string. I mean, the thing on the string is like a wheel that's clearly missing a bit. Like, there's clearly something that needs to slot into that. Like, I don't think even if buttering it helped, it's not gonna solve the problem by itself. Is there something in the oven? No, that just does the burner? That's weird that I can even do that. How did I turn that off twice without turning it on once? Butter in the butter dish? Where is there a butter dish? Is the only way to look at this thing to, like, hit the egg button? No. Well, yes. Maybe. So let's take a thoughtful look at this. Butter dish is home of the butter. No, I mean, like, I don't see one. Am I having a stroke? I feel like chat is, like, talking directly past me. I think Gromit keeps getting sent up. Is that a butter dish? I don't think it is. It looks a little like one, I'll grant you, but, like, I thought he was saying that's, like... I thought he was sniffing that because that's where, like, the toast was supposed to go. Or something. I don't know. Listen, I'll say this. I am used to my adventure game protagonists giving me verbal feedback. In a universe where, like, gadgets, like, specifically work in a silly, cartoonish fashion and don't always have an obvious application, it is a little bit of a challenge increase to have your protagonist not be able to indicate to you how the thing is supposed to work. I hadn't really considered this, to be honest. So, like, we got the chicken, right? It lays an egg into this track. Something on the wheel is supposed to catch the egg and drag it over to this little groove, and then the hammer smashes the egg so the egg goes through this, like, brass funnel into the frying pan. But it's not tennis racket isn't it. Just for the sake of thoroughness, butter appears also not to be it. Okay, I got nothing. I have nothing presently. I mean, we could put butter on this. I don't like a million... Like, it looks like it's soiled with something that's not, like, residue from butter. With footprints. With footprints. With footprints. I get... No, I don't understand anything. The footprints aren't important. That seems weird, right? Like, even Demolition's like, that seems weird. Like, the game calls it footprints, like, well, that seems important. I'm sure we must need the footprints for something. And you just put butter on top of it and you ignore it and it loses the tip box. Like, what does that do for me? Like, we're just fine with that? Okay. Okay, hold on. Hold on, though. What if we just, like, do more bread? What if we just toast again? Now the squirrel will get stuck in the butter? Is that what we're doing? I mean, that's not, like, cartoon physics, sure. That doesn't seem like an obvious solution to that problem. It's fine. It's fine. That worked. We got there eventually. So then, what about... Yeah, that was the last one, right? It felt like that's what we implied. Well, how do I get that tea, then? Delicious looking foot butter. Neko, you can't say that on the internet, especially as a woman. That's far too dangerous. Well, I was gonna complain for a second that the only butter we have for the toast is foot butter, but we're in the UK, so we probably want, like, jam or something. Maybe Wallace is okay with coffee for breakfast. Nah, he needs eggs, toast, and honey. I haven't even considered the honey angle. Oh, Lord. Well, maybe if I give him the toast, something good will happen. You have no milk, so tea was doomed from the start. That, you know, you're not wrong.
That, Gromit, was the sound of my belly. It's saying what
Have dry toast. Have dry toast. Have dry toast and stop talking to me.
Done to a turn. My compliments to the chef.
Okay, so we are allowed to do it piecemeal. That helps.
Eggs and honey.
What about this? Does this one work without issue?
Honey piped directly from the source. Everyone in town will want their own honey tap when word gets out.
Is this like that one Futurama episode? This is much easier than the egg.
Honey?
Which is good. Like,
How sweet of you,
I think I like the combination of, like, toast is a
Well,
little
still want
complicated.
sort of a breakfast.
The honey is super easy, and the egg is seemingly impossible.
Huh? I'm going to have to put the safety lock back on.
What is it?
I left a note on the fridge in case you forget. Eggs, toast, and honey.
The game is it lacks a little bit of chill. It's a weird combination, I think, to make it so... I mean, I guess it's to counteract the fact that your protagonist doesn't give you hints. But, like, man, when you're playing as Gromit, Wallace is, like, a little chillless. That's his porridge machine? I thought it was porridge. Don't remember the porridge machine as specifically as... I'll be honest, it's been a very hot minute since I've watched through the original shorts. Like, there's just not that many, like, places I can go where, like, okay, let's try a different approach. What do we think we can do with the tennis racket? Was that the bookshelf? The Merry Hives of Windsor in Beowulf? I'll admit, I wasn't even, like, paying attention.
Gromit. Honey. Did you find those dog tags I bought you, Gromit?
Okay, that's not an item, right? That doesn't do anything for me. I don't think this tennis racket does anything. I'm not clear why he won't pick that up. Is there a reason it should be obvious to me I can't interact with... Like, it's not obvious that the record does something to help, but I don't know why it says I could maybe do that, and I definitely can't do that.
You won't find...
I think I might... It's possible I'm too stupid for this. It was originally after string before the squirrel took it. It wasn't string, I believe that was a tea bag. Despite the fact that I have a hard time imagining, like, an honest British person would use a tea bag and not, like, something more complicated. Some, like, higher-end tea solution. But I'm fairly certain the concept... Well, now, I don't also know what the tea bag would do for me. And I could just be wrong. No, it's... I'm pretty sure it was a tea bag. Oh, hang on. No, that's the same frying pan hitbox. No, I must want that on tap, right? To, like, crack and not utterly destroy the egg. Chat, I need ideas. I'm too stupid to play this game. The oven door seems to just turn off the range. By the time it actually... No, it keeps turning it off no matter what I do. Every time I interact with it, it turns it off, which is weird because you would think once it's off, turning it off again wouldn't have... It wouldn't be on... I don't know. I am not... The bread... I mean, the bread box just makes toast. You might not even do it anymore. No, we're out. Once you solve that puzzle, you're out of bread. Seems like it turns it on, but goes out. Was it doing that before? It seemed like it was on before I messed with the oven. Maybe I just misinterpreted that. Again, I'm shocked at how difficult it makes, like, a fairly straightforward adventure game for your protagonist to give you no feedback on what you're doing.
Still no breakfast.
Can I do something with this lever that I haven't already done?
I'm down already, Gromit.
Ooh, hold on. But not the honey. The button. Can I button? No, don't nag about mail. That's a great command, though. Thank you for that. The button that made the pen appear. How to pressing it? Please press it? No, Gromit unfortunately cannot go in the backyard. Anytime I go to any exit door, I'm told that walkies can wait. Which isn't true, but I understand. Oh no, if I nag him about the mail, then he'll press the button, right? That's what I'm supposed to do?
I suppose I should at least pay the wool bill.
I should take the badger or like the pen tray. Get badger.
Hey! That dog is getting a little too independent, if you ask me.
We probably should see all the bills. You're not wrong about that.
Phew, that's enough bills for now. Time for some breakfast,
Oh,
methinks.
right. Having collected the thing, I probably can't make him do bills anymore. Though I would not be surprised if there was like a achievement or something. Well, actually, I don't know. This game, this is not a remaster. I don't know if it has like trophies or whatever. Unlike the Sam and Max ones were like the ones we played last year were reissues that had been updated. It's 2005 pre-achievements. It might be for like an independent game developer. I'm not entirely sure. Okay, so now like you have to press this button to make the thing happen. Brit simply cannot look at bills without their cycling pen badger. I mean, I had assumed this to be true. See, when that pan flips up in that spot, you still see the flame going. There's something weird about that animation that I'm not a bad enough dude to comprehend. Okay, so now we've got a cool cycling badger. I have a thought, but let's see what happens when we run this. Startle the egg. Badger time. Drop. We have it set to tap and not, like, smash. So it should, yeah, like, do, like, a good egg. Okay, so the tennis racket was not an integral part of the current task. That makes sense, because it didn't feel helpful. Okay, we're getting there. I don't think that was supposed to take, like, a half hour.
Any news on the breakfast front, Gromit?
Wallace, I need you to chill out. Have egg. Picture this
Cracked
egg.
eggs, Chuck. Now that's what I call a breakfast feast. Wasn't so difficult.
Toast is
was
so
it
cold now. Listen, I can only do so much, Neko.
With a hearty plate of eggs and toast under me belt, I'm ready to take on the world. Gromit, I've a strange feeling this is the day our fortunes are going to change.
The window seems to suggest otherwise.
Morning, Wallace. May I have a word?
If it's about yesterday's little mishap,
Oh, no. You see,
I can assure you it was an accident, Mr. Pinnear, and I'll certainly pay for the damage to your grocery shop.
It was
just
bombed from
putting the
orbit.
Sniffer 3000 through its paces. It's still only a prototype, you know.
I
Gromit is not
realize
amused.
that, Mr. Wallace.
And what better place to test out a cheese detector than in a shop with such an excellent selection of cheeses?
Happened.
Gotta love
You
the
still have to pay for the damage, I'm afraid.
excited Wallace
Yes,
gesture.
of course. I'll put it all right. Though funds are, how can I put this, a little tight at the moment. Only until our new business is up and running.
Aye, well, that's what I'm here to talk about. I understand you and Gromit are in the honey business now.
Fresh deliveries daily, from bee to you.
That's not a very good
Well,
slogan.
perhaps I can help you get on your feet. I'm having my annual sounding of the Crumpets Festival, and I'm clean out of honey. Can you deliver 50 gallons?
He has such like an angry expression on his face for a guy who's like having a
Tonight?
normal
Maybe more
conversation.
than cancel your debt, and it'll be good advertising for you. What do you say?
Like he's
say-
making like a pleasant negotiation and he looks like he's gonna punch Wallace. I don't understand.
I say yes! We're in business, lad! Heads up, no time for slacking. From B to U has landed its first major order. 50 gallons of honey by tomorrow. I want this place to be a hive of activity. It's your chance to show the world what sort of workers you are. They're certainly buzzing.
B
with
puns
excitement.
incoming, very true.
Or maybe they're hungry. Did you remember to feed them this morning, Gromit? Never mind, lad. I'll do it.
It's Wallace time.
Flowers. The perfect meal for a hungry hive. The remote control for my Sniffer 3000. Too bad about the teething problems. Still, this might come in handy.
I mean, we have to interact with that robot mouse at some point. What are we doing? What are we doing? Connect the dots rabbit? Why did we make a connect the dots rabbit? What's happening? Hello? This is either a way to determine whether this game has achievements or like a time-wasting skill to okay? Why did that happen? Okay, it feels like that's as finished as that gets, and it has only created more questions, not provided any answers. Next one, a completed
Bon
owl.
appetit.
I'm thinking more like that, that classic, like, half a pirate that you're supposed to finish and mail into that company to demonstrate they have art skills, or like the turtle.
Not exactly a flood, is it?
Have we considered drawing a rabbit with bee parts?
It's the weak link in our production chain. We need more flowers.
Now what happens if I click on
Did
this?
I forget to carry 9? No, everything's in order.
Great.
If we're going to make that honey delivery, we're going to need a lot more flowers.
It's quite the device.
My workers are very devoted to their queen.
That's interesting. It feels exploitable at some point for some purpose.
There's the hatch from me rocket ship. Remember that moon holiday, Gromit?
The 1,000-yard stare.
Place could use a good spring cleaning.
So, if I play this and then try to clean it while the music's still going,
Workers are very devoted to their queen.
then maybe that does something? I don't know if I need other materials. It's unclear how cartoony this game is,
Place
truly.
could use a good spring cleaning.
No, that's not important. Coincidence.
The magnetronic pollinator is the linchpin of the operation. My workers get their rations mechanically. No foraging in flower beds for them.
Alright, I'm thinking there's not much to do here for now, probably. Just trying to get a sense of... I mean, again, I maintain that there's definitely like
Find a whole lot of flowers in a hurry.
an extra level of difficulty when it's not necessarily obvious how the contraptions work or what is required to make them work. Who keeps giving us these things? Can I go? I mean, flowers might be outside. Outside is sort of where the flowers live.
Beautiful morning, Mr. Wallace. I'm pleased to see you've emerged from your subterranean lair.
Are there flowers in the garbage? Garbage flowers?
No flowers in here.
Don't you just love the conceit of adventure games? Like, your neighbor's like, good to see you outside, and you wander up to your own trash can and say, no flowers in here.
You've planted some first.
That's interesting. That's also interesting.
I wonder what happened to his little cricket bat.
Wait. Wait. Can I become Gromit and put the tennis racket in his hand? Hey, my trousers. Weird angle to leave me on. Can I have your flowers?
Gardening, have you, Miss Flick?
Working my green fingers to the bone. but the hard work appears to be paying off.
Indeed it does.
Blooms everywhere. I call it my purple paradise.
It certainly looks delicious. I mean, I imagine it would look delicious
If you were
an
a
insect.
bee, sure.
If I were a bee,
Well, no.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, if you...
want to feed
You
my
could.
flowers to your bees.
Well, I wouldn't be like a
If you don't
pose.
mind,
How many would you like?
as many as you can spare.
She's going to kill him.
You can have all you want, Mr. Wallace.
What are you talking about? There's
Much
no way
obliged,
that's true.
Here, you can jolly well grow your own.
Ah,
Righto.
that's honestly reasonably generous of her after we insinuated some true madness. The music lacks a certain degree of chill, to be honest with you. We'll make do, I suppose.
There now, with hard work and a little luck, you should have a nice bed of flowers in 2 or 3 months.
I can't wait 2 or 3 months.
Now,
I've
hear
got
me
a
out. What if I
deadline.
gave them some, like, horrible growth hormone
You
that I keep
poor
getting mail
simple
about?
man. Nothing grows that quickly.
I wonder. Rex Armstrong's quick grow muscle formula.
I
Watch
mean,
them sprout in
plants aren't,
seconds.
like, super big on muscle,
If it
but...
works on people, perhaps I could adapt it to work on flowers. 3 miracle ingredients. Growteen, energize, strongium.
Well, our tea has strongium in it.
Miracle and fast. Shouldn't be too tricky to knock up a batch myself. Then we'll see who's got the grandest garden in West Wallaby Street. The hive will be humming in no time.
Where are we going? Where are we going? We've just decided to leave? Okay. You seem important because you walked in before that happened.
Got you! Can't take an old soldier by surprise.
Morning, Major Crumb.
It is, if you don't mind enemy invasions.
I beg your pardon.
Didn't you get my message? Received intelligence of a major air assault. Expect the sirens to sound any minute. Hope you know where your nearest air raid shelter is.
I do recall something about that, but Major
I don't
Crumb,
remember
are
seeing
you
that,
sure
to be
you're not
honest.
Mistaken?
I know, I've made predictions before, but I'm not crying wolf. This time, I've got proof.
Like says, I feel like whoever made this game has never seen bees before. Why does this game think bees consume the flowers? We're definitely not living in reality. It's all I feel like I can truly say about that.
Jar?
It's what's inside the jar that counts. Incontrovertible evidence that the enemy is on the move.
Snail.
Is it? I can only see a snail.
I hope it's a transponder
It's
snail.
a snail. But what's she trying to tell us? That's the important thing.
What is she trying to tell us?
Look at her, man. She's retreated into her shell in the middle of the day. And that means...
This guy would
one
love
thing.
Groundhog's
It
Day.
means she knows trouble is about to strike.
Yeah, this guy would be a huge fan of Groundhog's
Law of
Day.
Nature, Wallace. Learned it in France during the war. Never wrong yet.
Can I have your snail?
Good man, Wallace. I see you at least appreciate the seriousness of the situation. Now, spread the word. If people don't believe what an old soldier has to say, perhaps they'll listen to the snail.
Look on Wallace's face is like, I'm deeply concerned, but I just want you to stop.
You're looking at my case, aren't you, Wallace?
Well, I suppose I was, Major.
Bet you'd like to know what's inside.
What'd you call me?
I am curious, yes.
Ah, this case is packed full of government-issue growteen bars.
Routine.
Rations,
I need some of that.
Emergency rations for... Emergencies, obviously.
Does that mean I need to convince him that there's an emergency he's already inclined to believe exists?
Fire for a whole day.
And very tasty they look too.
Tasty.
It's implied we looked at them, but we definitely didn't.
Packed with high-strength protein.
I'd love to try one.
Out of the question, I'm afraid. You don't have clearance. And besides, protein bars are only issued in the event of civil emergencies. Orders are orders, Wallace.
Boy, that feels like a tall order. Pun not sort of intended. Okay, where have I go? Okay, oh, look at, I can go, Gretchen can go anywhere. Look at this, look at all this. Jiminy Christmas. Can I have a sample?
Ah, Mr. Wallace. That looks like...
Yeah, the music has absolutely none chill. I'm feeling I might need to turn it down again.
It is, Wallace. Wednesday Day, your favorite?
Unfortunately, there's no balance, like all the audio is just on one track.
Go on, duck in.
Don't mind if I do, Mr. Paneer. One for now.
Like, the
and
issue
one
is,
for
like,
later.
if we tune the audio balance for music, then the dialogue gets quiet. Let me just splash some water.
Ah,
I don't know. Maybe it's not too bad. The problem is, I guess, more that the dialogue and the music are not balanced properly against each
keeping
other.
it closed. Oh, I could murder a sausage roll or two.
Serial killer. Arrest this man.
That's a fine-looking postbox. It would make a good chassis for my honey-powered vacuumatic, but that's tomorrow's project.
Okay, so I guess, assuming we make it to the second chapter, we should remember this mailbox. Postbox.
Wonder if the landlord would be interested in subscribing to my honey service. No sense in looking for new orders when I haven't fulfilled the first.
Oh, there's some flowers up here. Hey, let me just yell at this window.
Mr. Gabberley!
Gone away! Went to Timbuktu! Won't be back until spring!
Should play Thank Goodness You're Here. I've seen some of that game. It is it's a unique experience.
I couldn't help but notice the flowers on your window.
God, the music
Mrs. Gabberley.
is killing me.
Lovely, aren't they? Bring a touch of summer to the town square. Especially the purple pansies. Always been partial to pansies, me. You should see the flat. It's full of them.
Blinking weeds, if you ask me. Can't abide them.
Oh, go and suck a lemon, you moaning ninny. Oh, now look what you've done, you clumsy oaf. And open up that window when I'm yelling at you.
All right. But only to prove your insults don't get to me anymore. I can deflect them all.
Nothing will go over my head. I'm too fast. I will catch it. So, am I just gonna steal that, like, right in front of her? She has a conspicuous button as well.
I'd be happy to take these flowers off your hands, Mrs. Gabberley. That is, if they make your husband unhappy.
That's a good reason to keep 'em, to my way of thinking. But go ahead if you want 'em.
I absolutely didn't think that would work. What? How did how do we just obtain that? What the heck? There was definitely a broken pot noise. I completely agree. I'm just gonna push her buttons. I can't believe he just did that.
Hey, it's not closing time yet.
What the heck? Why is that an option? Why can I just do that right in front of her? She's
Pardon
mad
me,
now.
Mrs. Gabberley. I wonder, that is, could you spare a...
Verb.
Sorry?
She's doing a crossword?
Verb, Wallace. An action word.
She's doing a Mad Lib.
Playing a word game, are we?
In a manner of speaking.
Oh, well, let's see.
Are there dialogue puzzles in this? Okay. Turkey chew, melters, hops, grab on the cheap potty for stew pots? How about batters.
What about batter?
Ooh, I like that. That's a good one. Now I need a thing.
A thing?
Aye, you know, something physical you could touch.
Something I can touch.
A toad?
Why not? Now a descriptive word, if you please.
Greasy.
Oh, that's a corker, that is. Last one, nearly done. I need another
I don't know if
thing.
this is important or just...
Like a person or animal.
A person or animal?
Also, there's like a listing of movies in the background. It's pretty good. How about a dodo?
Can't go wrong with dodo.
Yes, that's a thing.
Yes, that is a thing. Oh, we've concocted an insult.
Hey!
So we have to make her make an insult that will upset him.
A toad, you greasy dodo.
Hey, I am blessed with a healthy coating of grease. Keeps me supple.
A good solid insult, I thought. But maybe we need to think different.
You're absolutely right. We should try something else, like pressing this button again.
Uh-oh.
Hey, it's not
Just
closing
don't
time
know why
yet.
this is an option. I really don't. Okay.
That's fine where it is. Lovely.
It says read, but it doesn't read it. What's going on here?
I noticed you received my petition for early release of the Sniffer 3000.
They arrested his mouse robot?
Yes, and I notice it's attracted the signatures of just one man and his dog.
We're only appealing for natural justice.
But your blinking cheese detector thingamy, what do you call it, destroyed an entire grocery store.
Teething problems. It's still only a prototype.
A prototype? It's a villain, if you ask me. A diabolical device. You can see that in its face.
My machine isn't evil, Constable Dibbins. It's just got a short fuse and a few loose nuts.
We'll see.
Beware of loose
I'm going
nuts.
to formally interview this glorified tin can of yours, and if it can convince me that it's not a menace to society, then perhaps I'll release it into your
Does it
custody.
have, like, a personality?
You there,
Oh,
prisoner. Kindly look at me when I'm talking to you.
hold on. I have a thing for this. I don't know what these do.
Oi, where do you think you're going? Blasted impertinence.
It would help if I could,
We've
figure
had
out what the
our
buttons
little
do
chat.
before that.
And
I'm afraid there's no talking to you.
Oh, I do have Wensleydale in my pocket.
Criminality, I'd say.
I have to reverse pickpocket the police. That's a normal thing.
cheesy nibble, Officer Dibbins?
Well, well, well. Wensleydale. Not attempting to bribe an officer, are you, Wallace? For shame. The great British Bobby cannot be bought off with a cheesy nibble.
Talk about your
Must
hat.
be awfully hot under that helmet, I reckon. A sunny day like today.
It's a trifle sweltering, yes. But danger and discomfort are all in the line of duty for an officer of the law, though most folk don't appreciate it.
Real quick, let me cheese your hat. I'm sure he won't notice that at all, or anything. Hey, let's have a normal
You
conversation.
see fit to grant my appeal, Constable Dibbins?
Not on your Nelly. That heap of nuts and bolts is now but trouble. Couldn't give me a single straight answer when I tried to interrogate it.
It only responds to certain commands. I know, I programmed it. Perhaps you could try a gentler approach?
I'll have another chat with it. More friendly-like.
Oh, yes. Oh, much obliged, Constable Dibbins.
I can't tell if this is going to be like a hugely complicated multi-stage program or if cheese and hat is really all I needed to do. I find it challenging to get a sense of the scope of this game's challenges thus far.
Look at me when I'm talking to you.
Ooh.
That's more like it.
I actually think this is going to be more involved.
What can you tell me about what happened yesterday? Feel bad about what you did, do you? If that's his attitude, he can rot in jail as far as I'm concerned.
Okay, that's fair. I'm not sure why. I'm guessing it's just detecting no Gorgonzola.
And its moral compass seems to be badly malfunctioning.
I'm just gonna find some different cheese later. Let's not worry about it for now. I think I only need one more type of cheese, and that no will be a correct answer for the third one. He'll be like, are you gonna do it again? And we'll be like, no. But it's a solid start. Okay, can I talk to this guy? I need to figure out what will offend him.
I suppose you've an insult for me and all.
No, I've no insult for you.
I'm just a strange man. Okay, that's not how this puzzle works, huh? How does the puzzle work then? How do I find out what will upset this man? I assume if I get him upset enough, he'll slam the window and drop the other pot, which for some reason I want. How do I leave? Oh, I see.
Well, did you do as I asked?
No, I didn't. You wanted me to show Snail to a bunch of people or something. I didn't do that. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I don't know what type of cheese that is in Wallace's room, but that seems like the obvious next thing to do to free the mouse. Now, what do I do with the mouse? Unclear. But I'd almost certainly rather have a mouse robot than not have a mouse robot.
Last night's bedtime snack.
Oh, that's Gorgonzola, huh?
Gorgonzola makes a nice change from Wensleydale. I realize this may seem a trifle irregular, but Major Crumb insisted I show you this.
It's a good start to a conversation.
Oh.
A snail? In my garden? Have you lost your mind, Wallace?
Yeah.
I'm not sure, to be honest.
I don't know why I just automatically had the sense that that would be right. I didn't think that was the exact reaction I'd get. I definitely thought as a gardener she'd care more about the snail, but that was something to behold. I don't think the squirrel was here the last time I was here, was he?
Come back here, you thieving rascal. That's my tea bag.
I won't have you threatening that dear little creature. Not while he's in my garden.
He's over the fence, lady.
Mr. Wallace. As a bee to a blossom, eh?
That was weird.
I hadn't noticed those flowers before.
I shouldn't wonder. They're morning glories, and they're usually tucked up in bed by the time you emerge from your underground lair.
I don't know what you're insinuating.
Is divine.
Attracts a lot of bees, I suppose.
Swarms of them, but I don't let them linger.
I mean, she's aware of our bees. This feels like a risk. What I do... Whatever. So that guy went into my house. I didn't mean to.
Protein, energites, strongium.
I don't.
Such a long list.
I don't know what energides are. I haven't encountered energides yet. I'm gonna take an educated guess that he's under my stairs.
Wallace!
Oh no, that's the basement. Well, I was right, but that's...
I'd given you up for lost. Caught in the crossfire, were you?
Yeah, it was super scary up there. Give me an energy bar.
You've got to get your mind off the carnage up there. Would you like to hear one of my old war stories?
No, I want like a power bar.
Now's the time?
Well, I hate to...
Of course you would. I brought visual aids. I can still see it perfectly.
I'm just gonna rummage around.
Me, Major, about those growting bars of yours.
Rations, Wallace. Emergency rations for... emergencies, obviously. Been stockpiling them since the war. Enough nutrition in them to feed a man under fire for a whole day.
Yeah, you said that before.
Very tasty they look, too.
Tasty? They're foul. But
Look, you already said this, and you ran inside here after believing that an air raid sounded. Just give it to me.
You don't have clearance. And besides, protein bars are only issued in the event of civil emergencies. Orders are orders, Wallace. By George, this is an emergency.
Why did that take so long?
I hereby issue you one protein bar. Guard it well, and see that it lasts you all day. Wallace, here's one for you as well.
Much obliged.
He seemed really concerned about that. Anyone else like a little annoyed at how much we had to replay that dialogue to get that protein bar?
You're heading into hostile
After already solving the puzzle?
Has clearly landed, and most likely set up camp in West Wallaby Street. Who knows what the blighters have done to our once peaceful neighborhood?
Well, I have to secure the perimeter, sir.
You'll have to give us a full report.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Eat your protein rations. The protein will keep your strength up, especially if you're captured. Brave lad. We'll keep the...
Anyone else annoyed that man just made me eat that protein bar? I mean, I sort of understand what they're going for, but I really wish he hadn't done that. Well, okay, so that means that I just have to do the mixture in the basement, probably. Okay, good. Glad I'm not the only one annoyed about that, at the very least. So I need the tea, which means I have to deal with the squirrel. I don't think I am close to doing that yet. So let me go see if I can figure out what to do with gorgonzola. I'm not sure if I will need a third type of cheese, whatever the third one is.
Have you brought it, Mr. Wallace?
Hey up, Wallace, love. How's business?
Oh, there's Miss Sniffer 3000. Banged up like a common criminal. Breaks my heart. That cheese detector's not a bad machine.
Yeah, my instinct is also throw the cheese into the cell. I'm not sure if it'll let me do that. Oh, he has energides. I need that.
It seems to me, yes. Energites is one of the ingredients in Rex Armstrong's quick grow muscle.
I have to say, I feel like it's a pretty bad business model for Rex Armstrong to just tell us what all the ingredients to his product are.
Finish the formula.
So I think I want, like, to throw it under the bed or something? Because then he'll sort of look down and it will look like he's, you know, regretful or whatever. It seems like that answer. We'll find out, though.
I intend to hold my sniffer.
As long as the law requires.
It's not malicious. It just malfunctions from time.
It's just destructive and chaotic.
Sometimes it short circuits when it gets overheated.
Perhaps it does.
And sometimes it burninates the village and the countryside.
Looking to it once more.
All right. Once more.
Let me just oh. Didn't mean to skip that dial. I was just trying to get my controller out.
That's what I like to see. Do you regret what you did?
Gorgonzola.
He's weeping. Maybe this contraption's got feelings after all.
Yeah, we'll interpret it that way. That's fine.
Now, I want a truthful answer. If I release you from custody, will you do it again?
Third cheese. I don't have that. None present. Rotterdam. Nope.
Well, I'll be damned. The prisoner has been interviewed.
Yes?
And having exhibited signs of repentance, I am prepared to release.
I don't know why I really like that puzzle. Oh god.
Provided, Wallace, you give me an assurance that you'll keep your blinking eye on him.
I'm gonna take all his energides, so don't worry about that maybe.
Oh,
That's fine. I guess that's all I needed.
You have my word on that.
Energides is what we call batteries. Don't worry about it. Well, that's 1.5 down. We could get a protein bar thing if we need it. Huh.
No flowers in here. I still... Oh.
Growth. So the muscle growth formula for people to consume contains batteries. Well, probably not entire batteries, but like you much like you crack the shell of an egg open to get the egg goodness out of it, I think you crack the battery open and you pour the energides into your potion, and Bob's your uncle. Yeah, does that not sound like the British diet, Neko? At least the eggshell is edible. Debatable. I feel like I want this record for later. Because there's a record player in the basement.
Phew. That'll put me right to sleep.
Can I have it? Before, I feel like the verb was like pick up, and now it's not. What kind of omelet are we making with the battery? Strongium Grotine omelet?
This core box has been a boon for Gromit. No matter where he is in the house, he's never far from his master's voice.
Bedtime?
Time for a nap.
Oh no, wait, we're making a Wallace and omelet. Is that something?
Cold toast. Shame to let it go to waste.
Alright, cool, I have some cold toast.
It's a comfort to know we're well stocked with biscuits.
Crackers aren't biscuits. You think your neighbor wants cold toast? I'm not sure I put anything out of reach of this game. Maybe you could trade with the squirrel.
Awfully long.
I don't know. I guess the squirrel did like the toast before. Does the squirrel care that it is cold?
The quickest way in, perhaps, but not the most pleasant.
Are there not like stairs down? Some of this stuff is like clearly going to be useful like later in the chapter.
Here you are, little fella. Try some toast.
Yes, do feed him. I'm sure the little mite's hungry.
No. That's a savvy idea, Neko. Oh, for God's sake.
What are you looking for exactly? You're persistent in your attentions this morning, Mr. Wallace.
We're like an adult human being, right? Can't we just sort of be like, oh, I'm so sorry. That squirrel dropped something that I need. It's on your blouse or whatever. Crackers are biscuits. We often say cheese and biscuits instead of crackers and cheese. But biscuits are cookies, aren't they? I've never heard this before. I mean, I'll grant you it's awkward, but I feel like we should be able to have a conversation to get that tea bag.
Hand me that tea bag.
Tea bag, Mr. Wallace? What tea bag?
The one on your,
Just say blouse. Say shirt.
Are you feeling quite well, Mr. Wallace?
You don't have to say boobs. You don't have to say boobs.
What is it, Mr. Wallace?
I need that tea bag.
I see no tea bag.
Right, there.
Where?
Sitting,
Sitting?
on your,
You could say like bosom or something. I don't know, man.
My what? The man is quite mystifying sometimes.
It's right in front of your eyes.
What is?
The tea bag.
Tea bags again, Mr. Wallace?
If you just look down, Miss Flit.
Maybe you'd better go and
I'm genuinely not sure if I run this dialogue enough times if it solves the puzzle.
Tea bags again, Mr. Wallace?
No.
Okay, that's probably the end of it, right?
Tea.
No.
Okay. So that isn't it. He's so defeated. I know there's like 1,000 ways you could say it that aren't like, I get the joke is that like it's like British and it's improper to like reference her bosom or whatever. But like you can accomplish this task without saying boobs. You cannot say boobs. It's possible. Yeah, my inventory kind of sucks right now. I'm not entirely sure the purpose of that function. So there's not like immediately a lot left to do, right? Like I don't actually know why I have this one potted plant. The goldenrods. Like by itself that's not gonna like do any, like it seems like the whole purpose of this section of the game is to acquire like a large quantity of, what did we plant? Daisies?
I must be up already.
I'm gonna be so mad if I fall down there.
Silicon flowers. Can't feed those to my bees. They demand the organic variety.
Can we call Mad Libs? That's an interesting question. We do have a phone. It's next to the weird answering machine. This case has just a very big, like, pickle in it. Maybe it's a cucumber. I don't know. Nice tasting pirate ship. If we can call Mr. Mad Libs, like, maybe we can find out what he hates or something. Although, we were able to, like, shout up to the window and he didn't care about that.
Panier's produce.
Hello, Mr. Pannier.
Wallace, how's that honey order coming along?
This is quite the gadget.
Just smashing. It's a honey of an order, all right. What was the quantity again?
50 gallons.
50 gallons. 50 teaspoons would be easier.
Well, yeah.
Will you? I don't want my respected festival of crumpets turning into a mad crumpet rumpus.
Oh no, Mr. Pinner.
You'd hate to endure a mad
Certainly not.
crumpet rumpus. Because he's truly dedicated to tea to still want to drink tea from that tea bag. Well, for starters, it contains a rare ingredient needed for our fetch quest. But also, some people would pay extra for the tea in its present condition, and I will elaborate no further. I'll leave that up to you. Do I need the dog tags for some
That's
reason?
where the dog tags went. I'm sure Gromit will be glad to get them back.
Okay, not sure why I want those. I think you mean the Japanese. Sure, the Japanese are perhaps among the chief markets for that sort of tea. It does feel like the main thing to do presently is Mad Libs. Now, what that does for me, I am pretty significantly unclear. If I flip his sign, what does that make the little pond back into? Just nothing, right? Okay. Pay extra for squirrel tea. Well, no, like, it's current condition, you understand. You'll get me the potted pansies. Right, but, like, I don't know what that does for me.
Don't forget, Mr. Voice.
Like, I know that the
Gallon,
bees want to
don't
eat
say.
flowers because obviously we all understand that that's how bees do. But, it feels like the goal is to grow our plants. So, like, a couple potted plants doesn't seem like it moves the needle. Yeah, it's sort of like a booba tea. I think that's the correct name of the... It's, like, popular in Asia. It's got, like, the yogurt in it, the booba tea. It's similar to kiki tea, but it's a little rounder.
Hey up, Wallace, love. How's
Hi, good
business?
morning. I'm gonna press your button.
Uh-oh.
Hey, it's not closing time yet.
Yogurt? It doesn't contain yogurt. Yeah, it does. Doesn't it? Doesn't booba tea contain yogurt?
That was an interesting word game, Mrs. Gabberly.
Want to play again? I need a word, Wallace.
How about
It's boba tea?
cheese?
No, that doesn't sound
One of my
right.
Favorites.
No, an action word.
Oh yes, an action word. I've got one. Stuff.
Fine, that'll do. Now a thing, if you please.
Right. A thing.
I genuinely feel like Nego's messing with, like, for real though, like, isn't the thing about boba tea that it has, like, yogurt in it? Like, it has, like, yogurt balls? Like, isn't that, like, the signature thing that boba tea is? What was the second thing she wants? Tapioca balls. Yeah, right? Cotillion? I'm not crazy? But isn't tapioca like, isn't... Okay, whatever. Let's be like... Okay, can we have a moment where, like, instead of, like, shouting angrily at me that I'm wrong because I don't know the distinction of a food I don't typically eat, you provide, like, an explanation instead of getting mad? Like... Confused. I'm confused. You're doing nothing to help me. You're just yelling. I'm trying to understand. I legitimately, honest to God, believe this thing, and like and you're just mad at me, and I don't know what I've done. You seem very upset, and I don't know. Like, I'm just trying here. We're just talking about boobas, okay? What word are we on?
Got
Okay, I'm gonna leave.
I'm not.
Oh,
All right.
but not that one.
Got to run, Miss.
That.
I'm not.
Skip something
Oh, for
important.
Pete's sake, Wallace. It's not rocket science. Just give me a word for a thing. Like
Oh, it keeps your position.
Fish.
but
Okay.
not that one.
Turkey?
Why not? Now a descriptive word, if you please.
Oh, what about cheap?
You're good at this. And finally, a person or a thing.
A person or a thing? Blimp?
Yes, that's a thing.
Okay, let's see this one. I feel good about this. I don't really know what my goal is.
Hey!
What is it now?
Oh, stuff! A turkey, you cheap blimp!
Oh, a blimp, am I? Well, I do have an aerodynamic shape to me.
He's proud of being nasty, that's the problem. But maybe that's his weakness, too.
Okay. Well, I know what the last word should be then.
Another act now.
Go.
Chew is an action.
Fine, that'll do. Now a thing, if you please.
Right, a thing. How about stew?
Why not? Now a descriptive word, if you please.
Mild?
You're good at this. And finally, a person or a thing.
A person or a thing? Gentleman?
Yes, that's a thing.
I think if we do this enough, we'll get enough feedback to complete it. I'm still not sure why I want these flowers.
Now!
Oh, chew! A stew pot, you mild gentleman!
Hey! You do know how to wound a bloke, Winnie.
Good enough, it turns out. Also got a pot breaking noise and didn't break a pot again for reasons that we will not adequately explain.
That time serves him right for being such a grumpy old granddad.
I will say, I enjoy that puzzle.
Would you mind, if I, that is, could you
It's
see
a
your way
little
fit
broken on one side, in fairness.
lending me that pot of pansies, Mrs. Gabberly, for business purposes?
Business purposes? Well, be my guest. I've got bunches of them.
Great. I don't know why I want this, but thank you. And just real quick, just before I go.
Uh-oh.
Hey, it's not closing time yet.
I like that puzzle. It's so awkward to me how, like, she says the first verb and then there's always a really long pause before anything else happens. She's like, go stew! And then, like, a pause of, like, 20 seconds, and then the rest of it comes in, like, kind of continuous fashion. I guess I go to the basement? No, I still need the tea bag. Does she want pansies? Hey, do you want pansies? Is that something?
Perhaps you'd like to give the purple pansies a sniff. You'd have to, lean over, of course, but...
I
see no point in leaning over and sniffing my purple pansies. I'm giving them the cold shoulder until they decide to shape up and bloom for me.
Understood. Hey, don't pay any attention to me for a minute.
Miss Flit, if you'll just take a look at the pansies, I think you'll...
I told you, Mr. Wallace. I refuse to let those yellow hooligans...
I have to say, I feel like it's worse to pluck the teabag from her heaving bosom than to politely ask.
They just needed a firm talking to, that's all. Mother forgives you, you naughty little pansies.
Was that better? Oh, okay. The physics warped a little bit so that puzzle could be solved. That's fine.
Indeed. Very sweet.
Did his ear just waggle? Okay, so now, I don't know where I'm mixing these ingredients, but I can make a super grow potion. You can do that with yours? I just recently heard somewhere, I don't remember what the context was, but not that long ago, I heard or read something that was like, apparently like, humans still have these like nerve receptors in their ears that like try to move their ears when they're like listening for something, even though we've evolved to a point that our ears don't like functionally do that. Where to mix the thing? Where do I hey guys, where do I mix it?
Gromit, old chum, slip me that protein bar Major Crumb gave you.
You'll do no such thing, Private Gromit. I gave you your protein bar for the day, Wallace. I won't have you catching another from the enlisted men. As I was sitting down...
That's hurtful. How do I deal with that? That's not the solution I expected to need to find. Something about making the bees angry and in this direction?
My workers are very devoted to their queen. Place could use a good spring cleaning.
You found the muscles for that so you can move your ears at will. I mean, the thing that I think is interesting is that apparently there's still some process that, like, tries to do that subconsciously.
Rocket ship. Remember...
I don't know what I'm missing. We're reasonably close to some sort of progress here. Care about these photos?
What a face!
That's me kitted out for heavy combat. That helmet took many a dent before the war was through. Without it, I could have become seriously loopy. Take my advice, Wallace. Never go into battle without a regulation helmet like the one in this picture. Anyway,
okay.
Now, there's a sight.
That's me posing with Mother next to my 40mm Bofors. Look at the size of that monster.
Don't say that about your mother.
Betty, we called her. The gun, not my mother.
Oh, I see.
Who's that fellow?
That's me as a young recruit, off to basic training. How I cried when they cut off my golden curls. But I cheered up as soon as they issued me with a beautiful set of dog tags. Dashed useful dog tags. If you happen to forget your rank or name, you've got it right there.
Why would that happen?
Sounds like you were quite a soldier, Major Crumb.
Well, Wallace, why the past tense?
Oh dear.
Once a soldier, always a soldier. Something you civilians will never grasp. And I'd be happy to prove it.
Why don't they go into the machine for feeding bees rather than the hive itself? I'm a little unclear as to how that's all interrelated.
Proper helmet with a cute little brim. And if I could find someone to take charge of this shelter and distribute the protein bars.
Listen, buddy. We can manage. Right, okay.
What did you expect?
Oh, what? Okay. Why?
A soldier's helmet like that and not hear about it.
I don't know what happened there. I got really upset for a second. Tried to click through the dialogue because I just wanted to... I didn't realize there was a separate hitbox for the helmet until he talked about wanting one. But it's like pretty clear that that's like going on up there. So give me this. I kind of expected something more important to come from that, but that's fine. So... what's the takeaway from the gun? The other stuff I got. You want a helmet?
I thought you might find this useful, Major Crumb.
A helmet? By George, Wallace, there's nothing like a good helmet. Makes a fellow want to put himself in the path of projectiles.
You're like, you're a different guy. Haven't been recommissioned.
I found these in the hall, Major Crumb.
Dog tags. I've been recommissioned. Bound to heaven, of course. Can't leave good military material sitting on the shelf. My place is in the treasures. By thunder, I'm a soldier again. Sir George is ready for his dragon. And yet, duty compels me to remain here. No one else to guard the gluten bars.
You know what? Just because we're such good friends, guy who busted into my house, I'll do it.
I'd be happy to take charge of the protein bars.
You?
Well, that's hurtful.
No offense, Wallace old chap, but you're hardly officer material.
I mean, called...
Gromit could do the job.
Private Gromit? Can I entrust my precious cache of gluten bars to a Pongo? Perhaps so. He's proven himself a trusty foot soldier. Yes. If I am called away to the front, I'd feel comfortable leaving Private Gromit in charge. Good heavens! I shouldn't be skulking around in a cellar like a frightened rat. I'm a soldier, by thunder!
We seem very concerned, and I think that's the correct reaction.
You, officer commanding this air raid shelter. Here, you pass out the rations. I've got a war to win. Charge!
Gromit just immediately puts the bag down and doesn't care. Well played. Okay.
Now to get my hands on a protein bar.
Oh, come on.
Gromit. I'd better double check the recipe. Yes, that's the lot. Protein, energides, and strongium. Everything I need to whip up a tip-top growth formula. Hey, hey!
Okay, but like... how... like, where and how...
My magnetronic pollinator. Flowers in, sweet nectar out. The logic seems irrefutable. If we're going to make that honey delivery, we're going to need a lot more flowers.
Maybe if we ask Gromit? That's fair, I guess. I don't know why he would stop me, though.
Dispensation of protein bars, soldier.
Alright, that feels silly and unnecessary, but I'll allow it. So, the kitchen, maybe? I'm still not clear where I create this potion. Oh wait, I have that, like, blender thing in the corner that wasn't useful this morning, right? Let me just throw an entire battery in it.
A unit of energite fluid for a creamy finish.
Yeah, that seems great. That seems like a really good, normal thing to do.
A generous chunk of protein to give it texture. 1 dose of strongium into the mix. Now to mix up my very own quick grow muscle formula. That ought to do it.
This seems somehow inevitable.
All mixed up. Stop! Stop! Help! Gromit! Oh, thanks,
It's a big
lad.
plug.
Checking to see if anything's sprouted yet, Mr. Wallace.
Well, as a matter of fact, Miss Flit,
I like that he just poured it in like one corner and it will still
See
work.
what you're hoping to. Oh, I don't believe it.
That's basically the emotional response to someone finding out that Luffy is made out of rubber.
formula works. We're in business, lad. You see, Gromit, look where a bit of enterprise can get you. If I hadn't found that flyer you chucked in the bin, I'd never have been able to concoct my miracle grow formula.
Yeah, see?
And
Everything is
where would
perfectly
we-
fine and whatever.
You really must be careful what you chuck out.
Toshin says he would love it if it didn't actually work and there was just no payoff. That would be kind of funny.
My word.
Would make the rest of the story pretty hard to execute, though. Okay. So yeah, that
This
is...
ought to be plenty of fuel for the old pollinator.
Oh, you're just gonna, like, pick it. Okay. And that's... You're telling me that's in my pocket. Yeah, okay. Yeah, why not? Why would that... Okay. Why wouldn't all of that just neatly come out of the ground and go in my pocket, I ask you? I don't know why everyone is so surprised that that would happen. I'm still not, like, 1,000,000% sure what part of this machine the flowers go in. Oh, good, I still have more, like, potion or whatever, right? Giant... You figure out where it goes. Added benefit of shocking the neighbor into unconsciousness. It's true, now we don't have to think about her bosom so much. It's really distracting.
That's champion, that is. 50 gallons of honey and just...
Where did we get the
in time for
truck
my
from?
Annual tea and crumpet festival. Pleasure doing business with you, Wallace.
Always aim to please our bees.
Luckily, if I know anything about Wallace and Gromit, there will be no
That's
further
the last of our
complications.
bills, Gromit, and we've got just about enough left over for that little holiday we've been planning. This year, I fancy Blackpool. Oh, yes, lad. I think our money troubles are over at last.
Air raid! Air raid! Battle
Oh, dear.
stations everywhere!
Not this again.
Excellent vantage point. Prepare for a crash landing, you devils! Sorry,
By...
Wallace, but I'm going to have to commandeer your dining room.
Now, just a minute, Major Crumb.
No time to argue, old man. The whole
It's got the porridge cannon.
Here they come!
Wasn't it, Gromit? Giant bees.
Heaven help the good citizens of West Wallaby Street!
No, this is fine. This is good and normal.
Civilians out!
But
That's an order, Wallace. Private Gromit, kindly escort this civilian from the battle zone.
What was she doing in Wallace's yard? I mean, it seems like there was some amount of duress there. So hang on. Is the idea that in each of these chapters you create a problem as Wallace and fix it as Gromit? Because if so, that's actually, like, conceptually amazing. Pikeville isn't great. The beaches are dirty and the air isn't very fresh. I feel like I have actually heard that before. I think I remember the Yogscast talking about, like, places to go on holiday and being like, well, I've been to Blackpool. And everyone's like, that's nothing. It's so... Demolition, have you played these games before?
Suppose those monsters have anything to do with our honey-making operation.
No, I'm sure it's fine.
Humbling heck.
That's too big a bee.
My quick grow formula. It didn't just affect the flowers. Just hope it's a wrong number and not more bad news.
Bad news department.
Yes, Mr. Paneer. Well, of course you're
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Dive bombed by giant bees isn't good for any business. We're doing all we can to get the situation under control. Normal honey service will be resumed as soon as possible. With normal-sized bees. That's a promise. There's a giant fly in the soup, lad. And it's shaped like a bee.
That's such an odd metaphor.
Time to read the riot act. I am their employer, after all.
The main attraction of Blackpool is the Pleasure Beach, which is great if you love roller coasters, but you don't like them and they don't have much variety. That's oh, and his clothes are gone.
Listen, they're completely out of control. This honey
You just plucked an entire stinger out of him.
And no mistake. Oh. Do something, Gromit. Hello, from B to... Oh, Constable Dibbins. Yes.
I'm gonna take this. That seems important.
Ah, Mr. Gapple here. I ain't much good at teaching humble pie, but I spoke out a turn yesterday. You're not a daft aimless after all.
What's happening?
What I said to you, I take it all back. You're a credit to the town. Just a minute. What's this? Ah! Giant bigot bees! Oh my kitty yarn! There's only one nincompoop round here what could have caused this!
That's hurtful. I'm not sure what I'm meant to do with that recording.
Careful with the auto-flip frying pan, lad. The timer mechanism is very delicate. It's liable to spring at odd moments.
I will say I appreciate the nuance that, like, the sort of introductory section of the chapter establishes some gadgets, and then we do some, like, Wallace shenanigans, and then we have to use the gadgets we've established as part of a way to solve the problem, it looks like. He left, like, our entire inventory on the ground in the hallway. But I will be honest that, like, I'm not immediately sure. Where was this map before? Does only Gromit get the map? I guess that's because we can't show him opening the gate or something? So I still can't go in the cheese room. Do I have the, Oh, I don't love that. Okay. Okay. If he's in bed... I think the map was on the desk before. Which desk? Like this table? It wasn't on the drawing board. I clicked that like 10,000 times. That where we did the doodle of the... Alright, one down, I guess? What? So what happens if I go back upstairs now? Does another one replace it? Or no, it's just like cool in here, I guess? Yeah, I feel like I want this. Let's push Gromit's buttons. No, that's a no. That's not happening. Oh, I still haven't checked. Do I have the... I do. I still have the tennis racket. And that goes in the front yard. Wow, that's not great. That feels bad. Oh, that's like a lot. Okay, so hypothetically, were I to give you this racket, what does that enable?
I fail to see how that gnome could be of assistance. He doesn't even have his little cricket bat anymore.
I feel like this is what he wants. I know it's not a cricket bat, but it feels like this is the goal. I don't know, maybe he wants the insane frying pan launcher?
Are you sure that's going to fit? You silly, silly dog.
This woman sucks. We should let the bees have her. Alright. Nicholas says that if eating the giant flowers made the bees huge, she wonders what will happen with the honey they produce at the Crumpet Festival. As I said, I don't think anything will go wrong because I feel like I'm familiar with the concept of Wallace and Gromit. So I think it's fine. Ah, okay. This wasn't what I had anticipated. But yeah, the record feels like it fits into play here. Can That's odd. Hold on. Oh, the mouse is in here, huh? But I don't have any cheese in the basement, right? I mean, I don't think there's anything in range, right? I just want to make sure. And obviously I need to get the lullaby up there. It seems like I need the mouse to help out with that. I'm not, like, totally sure what the idea there is. I can't... Are you saying I can't leave? Seriously? No, I... What? Okay, that was weird. Maybe Paneer still has cheese samples? Maybe he does. But, like, my point, I guess, is that, like, even if I had cheese, I don't know what I would do with it in that room to, like, help. I mean, I'll take cheese. Whoop, 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 whoop.
Hello, Chuck. You're not about to let a few hooligan bees keep you from your business. Oi, it ain't closing time yet.
Darn, I can't even press the button as a dog.
Come again. Lovely gabbing with you.
What do you want? No, it's you. Don't tell me. You want me to do something about the giant bees?
It'd be nice.
We're on the case, all right? Them buzzing bandits will feel the full weight of the law, make no mistake. But, well, it's complicated. Don't know what the charge is.
Nope, I did not mean to click past that. I do agree, I don't know what the charges would be, though.
And tell that master of yours, he left something behind. There was
Oh.
another cheese, too. But I kept it for me sandwich. Fair payment for me troubles, says I.
So now I have 2 cheese. 2 Cheese is my favorite rap artist, as you probably know.
Who is it? You again? I told you, we're on the case. We'll be lowering them nets on them striped scoundrels any moment. But I'm still waiting for reinforcements. I can't be expected to go into a conflict zone without backup.
Do you think I could have some of Eddie's pies? Nope, no good. I was really hoping we'd get a little animation of him like drinking from the fountain. I mean, all things considered, there's not like a ton of giant bees here. Could be like worse, I guess. Is there something going on Wallaby? No. There's not. So like the bees like probably don't care about the pond, but they probably don't care about like the stone thing either, right? I don't know what I would want to do with the trash can. Let's go see if we can figure something out in the basement, I guess. Oh, hang on, before I go. Oh, we can't open the trouser door. I thought maybe the trousers would do something fun. It's quite loud, huh? So Wallace, like, not super concerned about putting his clothes back on, eh? This is sort of my point from earlier, is like, I don't know what I expect to do. Well, I mean, I have cheese, so like maybe it can come to me or something. Again, not just like totally sure. Oh, hold on. So can I use this like armor? Can I like go inside of it? I mean, because it's a cartoon, that could work. Okay, but it still needs like direction, but I can't... How do I mean, they wouldn't let me throw... Oh, what if I like... I just, like... I don't know, like, I feel like I'm supposed to, like... There's, like, a weird tension here where it feels like the idea is to neutralize the bees. But in order to do that, I have to neutralize the bees, right? Like... It feels like from this distance where I'm not disrupting them, I should maybe be able to, like, throw cheese up to the record player or something like that. Perhaps if you go above go above and drop the cheese in the basement. What would that be connected to? Oh, right, the weird side path. The, like, side yard thing that hasn't been useful. That's a good shout, Neko. That's quite loud. For some reason, the map doesn't detail the basement as a shortcut. The game seems to like that I've done this. Wensleydale. Sting, 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 sting. They built this very large hive quite quickly, didn't they? Don't know why that made him quite so dizzy. I guess it's supposed to be like a spiral staircase, is the idea. Indiana Jones and the switching of the record. Do it fast, because they do hate you. These bees are extremely susceptible to music, which is an interesting choice. While this definitely needed to be done, I don't know what this sort of accomplishes long term. I guess the idea is that I just have to neutralize all of the bees. So then I have to do the ones in town, but otherwise we're... No, I still have to do the front yard too. What am I doing with the front yard? Hey, do you want to offer any, like, actual help, lady?
Gromit! Up here!
Yeah, I'm aware.
Listen to me, nice doggy wuggy.
Yeah?
I'm trapped in this tree by giant bees. Do you understand? You must take a message to your master. I need him to get me down from here. Can
if you
tell
have...
him that? Oh, wait a minute. Give him this. It's a note.
Glad we fit that eye roll in there.
Hurry. I can't hold on much longer.
I mean, to be perfectly honest, her hanging onto the tree branch doesn't seem like it's going to stop the giant bees from attacking her. If they're not doing it, she's probably equally fine here or on the ground, right?
I know, it's terrible. Oh, I don't know that I'd say that. Well,
Just kind of want to see what his reaction is. I don't think he'll help.
Gromit, in case you haven't noticed, we're in the middle of a bee situation. I'm on the phone with Constable Dibbins. You can show me your artwork afterwards.
It feels like something got, like, corrupted in the audio file for him while he's, like, on the phone in this room at this point in the game.
Private Gromit, it's looking grim out there.
I don't know that this would change his behavior, but I feel like he might... No, he doesn't respond to the note. I mean, I don't think the constable will help, will he? Like, who else, like, cares?
Carry on, soldier.
I could try, but, Could I just slip this note in the door here? That'd be very funny. Well, I would suggest that Gromit bring the big robot mouse here, but I imagine it is probably legitimately too heavy.
To them bees, even if it is, pardon the expression, a dog.
Okay, doesn't like that.
Always
I don't know what the
gallivanting round
SOS
that
does
way.
for
Hold
me.
still for a minute.
Well, hold on. Why is the badger in the jail cell? Why did that happen? Is there a reason why I want it? Ooh, hold on. Go home. Go to basement. Oh, I wanted to record the lullaby and then, like, bring it to town. But apparently I can't. Could I do that from, like, the side yard? Can I, like, hear it from there?
Oh dear. No, I wasn't aware. I see.
I mean, it's playing the wrong audio, which is weird.
Oh, Gromit's working on that. Oh dear.
I think that was a good idea that would probably work on Earth, but we are admittedly definitely not on
News
Earth.
from the front. Whipping the curs, are we? That's right, soldier. Help steady my aim.
Oh, it's just a mini game, huh?
Bullseye. Got him. Cheeky devils won't stay down. We'll have to trap 'em, I fear. Nothing quickens the old house like getting off a few rounds of ammunition. Wonder what else we can shoot at.
Is hitting the trash can good enough, or do I have to go outside and open it?
Confound it! Blimey! Blast!
No, it's too close.
Nothing quickens the old house like getting off a few rounds of ammunition. Wonder what else we can shoot at. Bounder!
I'm gonna try something. Can I, like, hurry outside and, like, throw him in the trash? Okay.
No, Gromit. Only bad dogs rifle through the rubbish.
Come on, lady, you're killing me. And by extension, yourself. Why do I have the dance record? Is it simply because I don't have the lullaby, or is it because I should use it? I could go upstairs and try it. I don't feel like I have a high expected return on that. I do not. I mean, it definitely feels like the trash can is, like, part of this. Well, don't know why that animation is necessary or helpful. If the bees just land on hard stone, does that somehow keep them knocked out?
The situation is tense, Private. Don't know how much longer I can keep 'em at bay.
Where's your hitbox?
Good man, Private Gromit. Help me bring these blighters down.
If you shot them... Oh, that's an interesting idea, shooting the, like, trigger things. I mean, this could, like, reflect the shot, maybe. I'm not, like, totally sure what that does for me. But you're right, like, if I get a bee to land in the pond and then, like, shoot it, does he just, like, go away forever? Oh, that's close enough. But I think there's...
Got him. Missed him.
I hate when they dash.
Blast.
Can I, like, knock one of them out? Where the... no.
Got away! To you, sir! Back in the air! Blast it!
Do you not work anymore? Right, because, like, that space is filled up. That's interesting.
Got him!
If you just shoot the trash can, it opens. It feels like sort of a circuitous way of accomplishing a basic goal, but I'll take it. I do appreciate that shooting the lady feels like it does something. For some reason, I'm really fixated on dealing with the trash can.
Dustbin of history for you, my friend! Got him! Back in the air! Blast it!
Oh, hang on.
Got him! Into the dustbin of history for you, my
So if I shoot the trousers now... No, I just want to flip the, like, can lid back up. It feels like that should not be that difficult.
Got him! Behind me! Got away! Back in the air! Blast it!
Maybe I get one to land on the trousers and then put the trousers away?
Grab the bounder! Try getting out of that one, fly boy!
The trash can one feels like it should be the most obvious, and yet is the most challenging for me.
Auf Wiedersehen to you, sir!
I can't just, like, hit him with more porridge until he dies of porridge exposure.
Wiedersehen to you, sir!
Seriously? That doesn't count as, like, landing in the... Really?
Back in the air! Blast it into the dustbin of history for you, my friend! Confound it!
How do I get the can lid to go back on? Oh, the game got real confused about that for a second.
Back in the air! Blast it!
Like, am I supposed to, like, go out and do it manually? Like, it's just not clear to me, like, what...
Auf Wiedersehen to you, sir!
You know what? I actually think I've broken this. Give me a second. Can I, like, reset this?
Soldier, West Wallaby Street needs you!
Yeah, I think the squirrel, like, disappearing, like, broke this. So I'm gonna try to go... Yeah, I think she's reset now. So I think what I do is... I think what happened is I, like, shot the squirrel before I had the trash can lid there, and for some reason it didn't seem like I could reset that, which is weird. But I think, like, leaving and coming back, like, resets the bees that aren't fully captured. The other ones seem to... Well, I don't know. I might have been able to do this by just, like, shooting the top of that thing again. Alright, so what's gonna happen is we're gonna shoot the bee into the trash can and then hit the squirrel, and I think he'll land in such a way that he flips the lid back on. He flips his lid. Patoo. Yeah, okay, great.
Belongs the fiend. If you see that, ha! Blew him right out of the sky. That'll teach him. A thrilling sight for you, Private Gromit. Why, I feel like a young man again. Calls for a celebration, Private. Meet you in the mess in 20...
Oh my god, so relatable. So I still gotta deal with those bees in town, but I think we're reasonably close to wrapping this up. Are you gonna come down now?
Is he on his way? Did you give your master the note? Oh, you bad dog. Do as Miss Flit tells you, and I'll give you a treat.
No, I'd rather see you suffer.
This is because I didn't give him the flowers he wanted, isn't it?
Feel like I need to do something with the answering machine. I'm really not sure what good the sign does for me. Like, I can't think of anyone who cares about this.
Good heavens! Where is that master of yours?
I wish there was just like a...
Tell him I'll be extremely cross if he continues to dilly-dally.
Like, I get that Gromit isn't gonna tell us that a thing didn't work or whatever. I just wish that there was like a single uniform cue to just sort of be like, nope. Because he kind of just like moves to a position, does like a little animation, and then nothing happens. Which isn't like the worst, but like something like quicker and more definitive would be functionally better. Why are there still like squirrel footprints on the table after the thing was removed? Can I have some crackers?
Not bad, eh? Well, if I could, I would.
No? Okay.
But it's not that simple, you see. Well, of course I'll try. Gromit will be happy too. Oh, he's very capable. Trained in the
This is a recurring thing, it seems like daily. I mean, I do get the impression that that is true in this world that they occupy.
I know, it's terrible. Oh, I don't know.
Answering machine was an apology. Oh, that's true. It was the newspaper lady's husband. But like, what would she do if she heard him apologize? Like, that's not clear to me. I have a map.
Oh, stop a while, will you? Got no one to natter with today, and you're a real good listener.
Ah, Mr. Gapple here. I ain't much good at teaching humble pie, but I spoke out of turn yesterday. You're not a daft apers after all. What I said to you, I'll take it all back. You're a credit.
Can I hit the stop button like real quick? Yeah.
Fighting dogs come limping home.
That's not an expression, but I appreciate the energy.
Is that you, Winnie? Breaking code of silence, are you?
No need for silence now you've shown a bit of humility.
Humility? Me? Never!
Oh, you don't fool me. You're just a big old softy, and I know it. I need me head examined, keeping shop open when town's crawling with giant bees.
What's got into you, Winnie? Stay back, I say!
Oh no, she has cooties.
Winnie,
Or something. But like, what did that do though? Like, what did that... Yeah, I know, we didn't even press the button. What a bummer, right? Like, that's cool and all, but like, what did that, like, do for me? Now that there's not, like, bystanders, will you come help? I know, like, I think we can all agree that we expected to be able to press that button.
You again? I told you, we're on the case. We'll be lowering them nets on them striped scoundrels any moment.
Okay.
I'm still waiting for reinforcements. I can't be expected to go into a conflict zone without backup.
It strikes me as odd that the, like, wheelie badger ended up in the jail cell, but I don't know what to do about that. It's also a little weird that there's, like, additional cheese in there. I don't think that we're gonna get backup from the major or whatever. So I don't know how we would go about getting backup for him to, like, care. I mean, can I just, like...
Over my shop, would you?
I think I'll go... Okay, maybe now that he's done shooting bees, I can give him the SOS? Is that something? I doubt it, but we could try. Okay, we don't like that idea. Is there a record player in here I could put on the lively song or whatever? Admire painting. It's nice. It's like a little portrait of some rabbits being friends. That's fun. Lasagna. Sorry, I've been watching a lot of Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared recently. Just repeatedly. I recognize I have some items that could still be useful, but I don't, like, know... I mean, maybe for some reason at this point I can get Gromit, or I can get Wallace to care about the note. The note's like another weird outlier, where, like, I feel like it's supposed to serve a purpose that isn't the obvious thing, but I don't know what that would be.
Later, Gromit. I'm on the phone. Yes, I know. It's terrible. Oh, I don't know that I'd say that.
Who's the person talking to him? Can we get him off the phone by bothering someone else?
Well, when you put it that way, Constable Dibbins, yes, I'll certainly try to. Gromit's working on that. Oh dear.
Just no bread. Just no bread for the wicked, you know? You know what I mean?
Oh, that bad, eh? Well, if I would. Oh, no, but it's not that simple, you see. Well, of course I'll try. Gromit will be happy too. Oh, he's very capable. Trained him myself, I assure you.
See, I feel like in a traditional adventure game, you would get your protagonist just... You could get, like, one of those endlessly looping lines of dialogue where I could click the bread box and it'd just be like, no buns. And we'd get, like, a soundbite out of it and we'd all have a really good time. Okay, so it is the constable bothering him. So I don't...
Reporting back, Gromit. All quiet again on the domestic front, thankfully. What's that, Constable? Certainly. I'll tell him. Constable Dibbins reckons you should help him deal with the emergency in town. I see.
It's not a good use for the special ceremonial cycling pen badger. Yeah, I mean, something along those lines, right? In the sense that, like, obviously all uses would be good uses for, like, a ceremonial cycling badger pen dispenser. I don't know, it feels like every indication is that I should do something to the constable in town. And I did say to and not with. Okay, don't want to give the constable an SOS. What about a dance record? Get the cheese shot that can be interacted with? I don't think so. I mean, I can't get any more cheese. It's just kind of, oh, maybe I can talk to him? I'm not sure I actually tried talking to him, because I'm not a talking character. That didn't do anything anyway. Hey guys, buddy, welcome to the stream. Not totally sure if you're familiar with Wallace and Gromit, but we're playing a Wallace and Gromit game. Quite badly, I might add. Can I just, like... Walret Og Trofast? Yeah, I assume that's correct. Is there anyone who, like, doesn't like Wallace and Gromit? I mean, they're just delightful. Like, even when I get frustrated at this game, I, like, literally can't be mad at it. I'm stuck on something I can't see, it's fine. That's their Danish name. I figured that was true, I just didn't already know that to be true.
Why is that dog larking about down there?
Hey, you know mine, Chuck.
I'm not really familiar with this, like, refer to everyone as Chuck thing. Donald Duck is called Anders. I mean, I do feel like I've heard that, like, Donald Duck is really popular in some country in Europe. I don't... There's really no interaction point when I bother the constable, huh?
You again? I told you. I'm still waiting for reinforcements. I can't be expected to go into a conflict zone without backup.
But when I talked to Wallace, he said that you said I should back you up, and I'm here, so I'm the backup, right? I'm not totally sure what I'm missing here. And I don't know what this SOS sign does at all. What would I... Oh, hold on. What is this?
Yes, I know. I've got to look into that leak. Something seems to be blocking the downspout around the corner. But that's not my biggest concern at the moment.
Wow, that's such like a small thing to notice, because like, there's like a pool of liquid here, but it's like practically the same color as the shadow there. Huh. That's weird. Heard they're running out of the plasticine they make their figures out of. I have heard something to that effect as well, but at the same time, I know that not that long ago they announced that they're working on a Pokemon project. So... I mean, they seem to feel... Oh, okay. Can I... It feels like I'm meant to trap them in the awning, but I'm still gonna try and just, like, shut it and see if that does something. just because, like, it didn't feel like it gave me enough time to, like, even try to go over there and, like, interact with the awning hitch thing. No, okay, it does definitely want that. So I have to, like, set up the time, the launcher timer. How do I go about doing that? Oh, okay. It'll just like whack it. That's fine. That makes sense. Hit it. I was kind of thinking of using it as intended, but this does make more sense. And boop. I mean, it's a silly way to catch the bees,
for the
but
delay, Mr. Paneer. I think you'll find the streets are now bee-free.
Thank heavens for the boys in blue.
Now, I'll have to ask you to
Gromit
accompany me to the
face.
station. There's some paperwork.
I'm
we
going
need
to
fill
arrest
out.
you for being a bee
Too
victim.
bothersome.
Happy to do my part.
It's citizens like you what make my job a pleasure, Mr. Paneer.
So we did it? No, we have to go give Wallace her note now that he's not on the phone, right? I don't know why we care what happens to that lady, but I guess we'll
I
do...
know Constable Dibbins. Well, yes, like I said, he's very well trained. Right then. Goodbye, Constable. Good work, lad.
The note
Seems you
belongs
took
in the
care
bin.
of the downtown gang good and proper. But so long as they're still supersized, our job's only half done. I'd better get to work on a reverse growth formula.
Oh, is that what we're doing?
Pacified all the bees, Gromit? Good lad. I knew I could count on you.
Help! Wallace!
No, the note is entirely irrelevant.
Sounds like Miss Flit.
What purpose does the note serve if this literally happens?
Get me down from here!
Don't panic. I'm coming, Miss Flit. Oh, it seems I'm underdressed.
Gracious!
I was kind of hoping she'd be so startled she would just let go of the tree. Like, that would be kind of a funny solution to that.
Hang on, Miss Flit.
That was weird.
Savior.
Gromit face.
So that's the story, Miss Flit. I'm afraid my miracle growth formula led to some supersized problems.
Does she have...
I hope you're
Somewhat
going to
affected.
get rid of the infernal stuff.
Oh,
Maybe she's like some
I
sort of
am. And rest assured,
anti-botanist
all the bees have
thing?
been dealt with safely and humanely.
Well,
I don't
that's
know
a
that she
relief.
cares tremendously about
But
that.
weren't you scared facing down an
Oh,
angry
Gromit face
swarm of
incoming.
giant bees all by yourself?
I mean, she literally watched us do that.
Oh, well, well, I was heavily outnumbered, of course, but they soon saw who was boss and that the sting was on the other foot.
I was terrified.
That's nothing. That's not wordplay.
Certainly natural, Miss Flit. Well, I had a twinge or two myself at times, you know, but...
Gromit face.
Cool head,
Oh,
that's
the
right.
queen bee is here. He is talking way too long.
And never let yourself get carried away.
There we go. That's what we were missing.
Put me down! Get off! It's Gromit!
She's even stronger than my mom.
The queen bee is probably stronger than your mom, Neko. That's true.
Turn me into royal jelly! The ingratitude! After I've built her a hive in solid brass and a magnetronic pollinator thingamajig to take all the hard work
I like that even he doesn't know. You know, like the what's it that I
I'm
made.
beginning to think I should never have mixed this growth formula at all. I ought to chuck it away. Hey,
Oh, I forgot he still had it.
easy, old girl. No need to get excited. Put me down gently and no one will get hurt. Oh dear.
Why did we do that?
Beekeeper's manual about aerial abduction. Help!
You're happy she matches the photo 1-to-1? I mean, I'm assuming that she also got the growth formula, just to be clear.
Come through. Raise the ladder, lad. Look out, Gromit. Keep your hands on the wheel.
Huh? What's in the glove box? A random crank, yeah, obviously. Oh, there's an autopilot button. That's fun. I like that the other hand grabs the back of the passenger seat. It's really stupid. Not a fan of NPR, eh, Queen Bee? I don't know what several buttons do. That's probably good. It's less immediately useful. Oh, I don't like watching it. Make it stop.
What are you waiting for, Gromit? Raise the ladder.
I still haven't, oh, is it?
What are you waiting for, Gromit? Raise the ladder.
You haven't given me, I don't know what button does that. I feel like I pressed all the buttons and none of them make the ladder go. Also, the hitbox on this control panel is a little wonky. Oh, it's really, the jiggling is unpleasant. I must confess to you. I wish it were not doing that. Oh no, okay, I understand. I understand. He threw me off by, like, shouting about the ladder again, but, like, I should leave and then just, like, manually do the ladder?
I'm up here, Gromit. Not back there.
The green button is the autopilot. I think if I, like, press that button again, then I have to drive. Which at some point I might need to do, but I don't... Oh, nope. Not an option. Autopilot does not approve.
Daddy does not approve!
I knew someone would do it. I think this is on one hitbox. This one's horn. Middle one is sunroof. Left one is the wipers. What? There's like none button. Oh no, wait. I have a crank. Where does the crank go? I have some gorgonzola cheese, obviously. Here's a thought. Can I go back down? I don't know why that would help, but I'm not sure what else to do with the cheese. Haven't used the lever yet. This lever? I did. This made the gun appear. Did it not? Is that not what that did? Okay, yeah, that toggles that. Oh, but that's where the crank goes. The crank goes in this weird spot that is hard to see from not that angle. And I think I need the gun down for that to work. Oh, that's not ideal.
The ladder's broken, and I left the spare at home.
Even if we had it, I'm not sure how... Okay, there's a chicken. Can I have it? Can I have the chicken? Okay, then... I mean, strictly speaking, I did leave the windshield wipers on. But we can press that button again if the hitbox cooperates. Oh, cool. That can give me a feather, I guess. Right click. No, he wants it on for that. I feel like that was a crapshoot. The game could treat that either way. The hitbox on this is just not my friend at all. You know what this actually reminds me of? This reminds me of the final thing in Full Throttle, where you just have to like sort of figure out this like sequence of random commands in this like tanker truck thing that's doomed to die or whatever. I don't have any immediate concept of what the feather is doing for me. So...
Lend me a hand, Gromit.
There's a giant poke bee queen button. No, don't show him the SOS sign, but it'd be funny. What about the cheese? You like cheese, right? How about Sneeze? You like Sneeze, right?
It's lovely, Gromit. You can add it to your collection when we get home.
I like that interaction. It's very dumb, though.
Youch! That just makes her squeeze me harder.
Think we just live here now? Cheese Queen? Cheese Queen Slay? Maybe if I tell her that there's danger. Maybe if I make her squeeze harder.
Youch! That just makes her squeeze me
Alright, that just makes her squeeze harder. The trick is like... The autopilot is very good. Doesn't seem like either, like, she reacts to both the funny and the boring radio program, but like neither one actually seems to change her behavior in like a meaningful way. Tickler stomach. I don't think there's different hitboxes. That might be true. But like I also can't... Oh no, hold on. Can I do something with the binoculars now? Periscope? What is the function of those? Why would I want that? So I can't use the lever or the crank. Currently I have only like the ladder, the buttons on the console. I can mess with the honey tank, but I don't think any of my items like do that. The SOS note is such a mystifying item. It's like so wildly unclear what I might do with that.
Pull me down, lad.
Let's hunt. Let's hunt for pixels. There's a Lament Wallace button. Oh, no, I can just grab him?
It's no use, Gromit.
Okay.
She won't let go.
The poke hitbox is big. It is a big box. Okay. I used the feather on him. What if I use the feather on her? I'm not sure how that's how insects feel, but we aren't on Earth, and that's fine.
Terra firma. Well done, Gromit. Gromit? Gromit! You all right, lad? Oh, good show. We've made it through this little episode in one piece.
One Piece? That's the name of the treasure on the Grand Line.
I'm afraid. Look, the autopilot.
Yeah, I mean, like, you're in the driver's seat, though, my guy.
Our troubles aren't quite over. Look out behind you, Gromit. Keep her at bay.
We're doing Back to the Future 2. Actually, this is like Mission Impossible 3. It seems like if I hit her anywhere, it just does the same animation, which is like a little funny, but it's not very helpful. So am I... Can I...
Perhaps the honey could use a little kick.
Are we just gonna make her huge so she like blocks up the tunnel and can't chase us? Do I care about anything else? I don't think so.
Give her the what for, Gromit?
I'm confused. That doesn't seem to have changed anything. Shoot her mouth? Oh, maybe shoot her mouth. I think I did. It's pretty... I feel like it's just like one hitbox. I feel like... It's too high. I feel like that... Yeah, I don't think you can do that. I don't think you can just shoot her mouth, which is weird. Like, you should be able to do that. I mean... Oh god, I clicked out of the window. What else, like, could... Okay, okay. What if we... Oh, now it will persist. It didn't do that before. It's different behavior. No, I think I need the laughing one because she'll open her mouth. I think that's what we're doing. Yeah, I think that's what we're doing. It feels like making her sleepy should just make it possible to do this, but that's just not what we're doing.
Don't shoot till you see the whites of her eyes.
Wearing your jacket, of course.
Yep, that's exactly what I expected to have happen.
Back to Gromit. Cracking teamwork, lad.
I don't envy whoever is dealing with this now, and it hopefully isn't me.
Cracking teamwork, lad.
Okay, that's weird.
I've done it, Gromit. I found the antidote to that pesky growth formula.
Is it Shrinky Dinks?
Only cut our bee problem down to size. Though there is one small complication.
He's like an action figure. Wompty Dumpty Dum. At least his clothes changed with him. That's fair. I mean, he couldn't even manage to keep his clothes on when he was normal size before. I like how the credits just feel like they're for, like, a relatively old TV show. Like, that's very fun. The Humpty Dumpty Dum Center is the best name ever. It's very good. Every now and then it still just randomly comes to mind. Bet that saves money on cheese. Oh man, our cracker supply will last forever. Because we have like a ton, which would like last like a human and his dog like a little while. But like, it will last like a little guy and a little dog like a really long time. Crackers will go stale. Nah, they're all sealed up. It's fine. Birthday. Did someone happen to say birthday? It's true. You were talking about your grandfather's 97th birthday, which is like even more birthdays than anyone has subs in this channel by nature of math and time and Twitch. Oh man, they had someone perform the role of it? I wouldn't hire like a murderous alien clown monster if I didn't like absolutely have to. Am I misunderstanding that? Like the boobity? Musicians. Cornet, trumpets, flugelhorn, French horn, and flute. What a fantastic credit. I wouldn't have guessed that they actually, like, had, like, dedicated musicians, but it makes sense. The flip side to the fun old-school style credits is that they are running, like, very, very slowly. The specific crackers that Wallace gets are the same ones my family gets. I don't know whether you can get them in America. The thing that's a little funny about that packaging, to me that packaging looks like Velveeta, like, cheese? I don't know what it's actually called. Like, Velveeta's like a cheese-like substitute that feels like a very American product. And it's the only thing that immediately comes to mind that has a package that looks like that. I don't know that I've ever seen crackers that come that way. Maybe I have and have just forgotten about it. It's not super common. Created with the Telltale tool. There is at least one more Telltale game I think I'd like to do this year. And that is the Expanse game, which is like the new Telltale game. Because of the recent events outlining that Prime will like lose the streaming rights to their own independently produced Expanse show. I've like started rewatching it and I'm thinking maybe once I've finally watched the last season of the show, like that would be a good time to do Telltale Expanse. They not eat cars crackers? I don't happen to recall. Thanks to David for a friendly word. Okay. There's a lot of information here, and despite the slow crawl, I'm not absorbing it. There's a lot of credits for this game. Like, to be fair, I enjoyed this a lot. It seems like chat did also. This is 2009? Actually, that probably is true, isn't it? I thought it was earlier, but that wouldn't make sense, because, like, Sam & Max came out, like... It was, like, the first, like, few years Telltale existed, so they couldn't have worked on anything until, like, after... at least Season 2? The first two, I think, were produced pretty close together. I think the third one was later, though. I closed the game because it's very loud. Needlessly loud. Heedlessly loud. Recklessly loud. Uh, but yeah, this was good. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I feel like my takeaway from this is, I feel like that was like spot on. Like I was reasonably impressed with the impersonation of the like proper Wallace voice actor from the original ones. Like I imagine it would be prohibitively expensive for them to get him, but like I feel like that was a pretty good job impersonating him. I feel like the tone of the world and like the gadgets and like the type of problems we dealt with were like the correct level of like cartoon goofiness. Uh, I think that was like a little more challenging than I expected, but I think it was like an appropriate challenge level for this type of game. I feel pretty good about that. Like that I think was really successful. Because it's like a relatively early Telltale game I hadn't played, I wasn't sure how that might come out, but that might have exceeded my expectations, which were largely positive because I feel like the early days of Telltale were quite good. Not necessarily that the later ones were all explicitly bad. They just started moving towards ideas and like properties were that appealed to me less, with the exception of Telltale Guardians of the Galaxy, which is hog slop. Like that stuff made me so mad. I never finished that. I streamed a little bit of it, like 2 chapters worth, and it didn't feel right at all. Like contrary to like this, where like it just feels like Wallace and Gromit. Like that did not feel like Guardians of the Galaxy. It felt like we could get the license for that, and we didn't put in the time and care because we really needed to do it for some reason. And yes, there was a Squirtle behind Carlos last night. Last night's theme, because there was a recent request to illuminate them. I've done them for a long time and not often pointed them out, but people seem to be enjoying it. Last night was just any friend who had clothes on had a Squirtle, and because I put the little pirate hat on Carlos, he was the sort of cheeky bonus surprise option. Tonight, however, we have a different theme, but we still have many stuffed animal friends to hide, to choose from, some combination of these things. Somewhere in the room where we have visible friends, there are Squirtles hiding. If you're able to locate a Squirtle, it will be an omen of good luck for you in the coming days. And let me tell you, it's 2025, so like, I know we could all use it. So before we wrap things up, I think we're pretty close here. I don't think there's too much to say about the game that we didn't say while playing it, which in a way I think is sort of a compliment to it. I'm still not sure why the Badger was in the jail cell. That feels weird. It's a little weird that the SOS sign didn't do anything, but that's not a huge deal. Anyway, I'll give you a moment to consider where Squirtle or Squirtles might be hiding. I have some of this remaining 100% juice apple. The Badger knows what he did. What did he do? What did he do? I don't know, what did he do? I honestly have heard nothing, as a mild tangent. I have heard absolute no reaction whatsoever to Telltale's The Expanse. I don't know if that means that it's bad or that just people didn't play it because like Telltale's in such a weird place and it's not like in the public consciousness anymore or something. You can't see them very well. I mean, it's tough. The room is bad. I plan to get rid of the big couch that's taking up really like a third of this room and then try to restructure things in a way where like hopefully we can more easily show off stuff in the background. This is like a next few months sort of goal. But step 1 is get rid of the couch because the longer it's been here, the more I just can't imagine trying to accomplish anything while it's still in here. All right, so we have the USS Butterscotch, I think is her name. We have guesses behind Sandshrew and Santamarole. And from you, Demolish, at 6s to 9s. I mean, that's just like par for the Telltale course, isn't it? It's a 50% chance of being good. It either happened or it didn't happen. Feels like an IKEA trip is coming up. I mean, I do need to get basically what I'm picturing now. This desk goes over to that window that you can see over there. Then the webcam will face this back wall behind me that you can't see over here. And then on this wall, I will put some kind of shelving I can put stuffed animals on. There is like an awkwardly placed window on this wall that will take up some of that space. But like just the way the room is organized, it's kind of hard to work around that. And the alternative is like I could do like the opposite and like have the desk. I mean, probably still, it would probably have to go like where the shelf is now and then like put shelves on the other wall. The room's just not as deep as I want it to be for that purpose, but like basically, have you watched the show? If so, you'll like it. No, maybe not. Well, that's promising because I've seen most of the show and I liked it. Okay, let's take a look. So Ice Bunny had guessed Santamarole. Last no, we have a holiday Eevee to match the theme. I've always thought of Eevee as being more bunny-like than dog-like, but I know it's not a popular opinion. Much like, technically Cinnamoroll is a dog, but also is a bunny. So, like, I don't know, your mileage may vary. Sandshrew. Sandshrew was not hiding a Squirtle this time, but the matching pair to the visible Drifloon that was hanging out with him on the bottom shelf. However, Miss Lovely Butterscotch indeed is hiding a secret Squirtle. And, I guess to demonstrate the point, Neko had guessed that the theme was not matching pairs. You were close, but inverse. Pairs have the Squirtles. Pumpurin is a dog, not Cinnamoroll. I mean, I think there's like multiple dogs and multiple cats and even 2 different penguins or something behind Narissa. Yeah. That's fun. Well, congratulations on finding this Squirtle. And thanks everybody for watching. We'll be back with more Wallace and Gromit. I believe there are 4 total chapters in this season. It's not as long, it's a little shorter than their average, but I think it was a slightly less known property than a lot of the ones they dealt with, so they did a slightly shorter one. They're wrong at Sanrio. See, I'm on Ice Bunny's side on this one. They made a darn rabbit, and they should just cop to it. But if you're interested in something a little different, we started playing Balatro last Friday. We did like a really sort of slow-paced run to get people in chat familiar with it, because I think we're about 50-50 on people who knew the game and didn't, and it's kind of a tough game to watch if you don't get like a basic understanding of what's going on. I do think that they'll rapidly get quicker. Like I said at the end of yesterday's stream, the soft goal is to be able to do 2 runs next week, and we'll see if that works out. Yeah, in the meantime, thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being you. And I hope to see you again soon. Whether that is for one of those 2 streams I mentioned next weekend, Balatro on Friday, or a continuation of this next Saturday. In the meantime, take care of yourselves and remember that you are clawsome.